What to be up, you guys? I'm Danny, otherwise known as Wolfie Socks. Welcome back to my channel. Today's gonna be a little different, only because for those of you who know me, I've had it rough for a while. The last 2 years, it was because of an accident. But that's a whole nother story. If you guys want to hear about that story, which involves my husband as well, just let me know down below, and I'll do another video and do a story time on that accident, which completely changed our lives. This video, basically, I wanted to talk to you guys a little one-on-one so you guys can get to know me a little better. I'm 37 years old. Like everyone else, I have my own issues. Some of those issues I've had to keep to myself because I couldn't bring myself to talk about them. When I was a teenager, still living at home with my mother and father and older brother, I was a bad kid. And not so much saying that I was more like, doing things that were hurtful or, bad to people or anything to that nature. I was just rebellious and basically wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. Typical teenager, things. After I came out of the closet, which if you guys want to see a story time on my coming out story, please let me know below. When I came out of the closet, it kind of tore our family apart because of the way it happened. I was angry. I lost trust in a lot of people. I think that was the first time that I started to have trust issues. I entrusted my truth, my homosexuality to someone who I thought would respect me enough to keep my secret, but that was not the case. So riding the coattails on that and the trust issues, my trust throughout the years was constantly challenged, I guess you could say. There's a lot of things that people don't know about me. I left to college. I went to a place called Job Corps right after high school, which took me to Georgia. And I'm already starting to sweat. In which it was a program where you live on a campus style school and learn a trade. So when you graduate there, they pretty much place you in a job for that trade that you just learned. Being gay bashed in a place where you don't know, ignoring wasn't working. Like just ignoring like comments or, I literally had people opening my classroom door and yelling really disgusting things through the door because they knew I was in the class. I basically would report things to the person in charge of our dorm. I spoke to counselors. I made reports to security. There was a gang on campus, believe it or not, that their trademark was a dragon. I don't know, a trademark? I don't even know, is that what you call it, but their symbol was a dragon. And back in the high school, back in the day, I still love dragons. I loved them so much that I had them on my jeans. I had my Jinko jeans with, dragons on them. I had my shirts with dragons on it. Hell, that almost became my first tattoo. But going over there and this gang, these people affiliated with this gang, didn't like the fact that I was wearing a symbol or the creature, because it wasn't even exact like their symbol. I don't even know what the hell their symbol was. But I guess you wearing a dragon, only they can wear dragons, so I don't know. My clothes were taken from my dorm room or cut up, or I had found clothes in the toilet. The person who did it used the bathroom on them. These same people threatened me, and it was it was every day, just constant gay bashing, basically. I was pushed in the halls, I was pushed on campus, I was, physically pushed down to the dirt, which happened before in high school. So that kind of brought back some not so good memories. One day I was in the pool, on the campus pool, and I'm never going to forget it. His face, don't remember his name, but he was a part of that gang, and he warned me to watch myself. I don't know why. I think back today and I wonder, was he gay himself and saw everything was going on and took pity on me, or maybe just taking pity on me and not being gay? I don't know. Leaving the mess hall one day, I will never forget walking down the stairs because I knew, and I was waiting for something to go down because he told me it was going to go down. Leaving the mess hall, we had to go down these stairs. The doors were open. There was 2 sets of doors, so 4 doors. These 2 doors were the ones that were always open. One obviously to leave and one to come in. So when I was leaving, it was the most scariest thing, knowing that someone is gunning for you and having to physically walk through them, because they were sitting on the railings of the stairs going down. And I'll never forget it. Walking through them, when I was getting to the last person, like, they kind of like pushed me, and they pushed me towards another person, and I stumbled on the dirt because it was like the cement, and then it went into the grass. So I lost my footing, which kind of moved me in a way to fall more towards the grass than on top of this guy. And when that occurred, he had a knife. And would I have tripped into him, I would have fallen into his knife that he was obviously trying to stab me with. So that was the night that I locked myself in my closet, and I was just terrified to come out. This was, I mean, I've been picked on before, but this was completely different, where it was like somebody physically wanting me harmed for being gay. I gained the courage to basically report what was going on. What sucks was that they even knew of this gang on campus, or this group of guys. So it wasn't like they didn't know. So a couple weeks went by, and every day was just being called names, and my belongings being taken. One day, which was the last day that I would stay there, I would shower very late at night, only because I wanted to not be in the same, like, I didn't want to be picked on for being in, because we had communal showers. So the only thing literally that separated the shower, like it was literally showers, and it was like curtains dividing them, like, you know, liners that you would have in your typical bathroom. And one night I and I I was assaulted in the bathroom. I can tell you it wasn't the same people that were threatening my life. They were sent basically to send me a message by these other people. And you know, I know I'm a big guy, and people think that things like this don't happen to men. Don't. I was raped that day by 3 men. It's taken a very long time to even say those words out loud. Because I don't even think I've even really told my parents. I think they assume certain things, but I've never spoken about it for being embarrassed. I don't want to hear, you know, why didn't you say anything, or why didn't you do anything, and you really don't know until you're in that situation. But that was the day a lot changed for me. And I didn't even know that it would change me. I literally, that night called my dad, and I called him crying. I really don't remember much of what I told him on the phone, because I had snuck out. I literally snuck out of the dorm because we had one like very small room where we could call or use the phone in the dorm. And after this happened, they left me there. They left me there unconscious, and when I finally woke up, I remember it being the middle of the night, and I called my dad, and I remember being terrified to call, you know, especially, you know, back then, me and my father's relationship wasn't the greatest, but as always, and like, he stopped what he was doing, which he was sleeping. It was the freaking middle of the night, but he gave the phone to my mom, and I remember hearing the worry in her voice, and I couldn't bring myself to say anything, and she knew deep in her heart. She asked me, and I would brush it off. But my dad got there. He drove from Miami to Georgia that night. He got there really early in the afternoon. And I will never forget, I ran to the security office and I stayed there, which is the main point of entrance into the school. And this moment that I never forget, the moment that I saw him, I saw the red Jeep. I ran and I told him to go, and he asked me what my stuff was, and I told him that I left it. I didn't care, just to drive. And he did. He drove, and we drove in silence. I think he saw me, he saw the herd, he just didn't. He asked me, and I just didn't want to talk about it, and we did it. And I've never spoken about it. And since then, was violated. I'm raped again by someone who says, by my ex-boyfriend, by someone who says that they're there for you and you would think that would never hurt you. But my ex was a psycho, and he was basically drugging me at the bars and taking me home and allowing people to do things to me while I was unconscious. And the only reason why I found out was because my computer wasn't working and I borrowed his, and I found videos that he would take. So as you can see, over the years, my trust issues just got worse. And I continued to tell myself that I'll be fine. I bottled it up inside, and I never spoke to anybody. And years later now, I wish I would have. Losing a lot of friends. And I blame myself because I chose to keep things from them. I chose not to say anything. I chose to seclude myself. I didn't know how to handle a lot that was going on in my head, a lot that was going on in my heart. I'm thankful to have someone in my life now that knows my story and accepts me for who I am and what I've been through, and understands. Because it's hard to move forward, and it's hard to grow when you have these walls up, or you have these fears that you just can't get over. Social as I am, and as happy as I try to be, and always, I want this to be a very positive channel. I want this, to be positive all the time. But in the face and reality of things aren't always happy. Things aren't always bubbly. I struggle. I struggle with trust. I struggle with people, which I guess where stems my social anxiety. And I hope that by me at least telling a bit of my story, I hope that somebody hears this and won't make the same mistake that I made, and keeping things bottled up inside, not seeking help to deal with your emotions. I'm doing that now. because I get very emotional when I talk about certain things. If there's one thing I want people to get from this video, is assault happens every day, and if you think that men aren't assaulted, you're wrong. It's just men tend to not speak up about it, and I understand. For being embarrassed. I get it. But I promise you that it does fuck you up. Later on, if you don't seek help or talk to somebody about it, deal with it. I'm dealing with a lot emotionally. It's a process. It definitely is. So stemming from the social anxiety and, you know, having my own, you know, the trust issues and, you know, being assaulted, and over time it takes a toll on your mind. I'm a flawed individual. I'm damaged goods, but goods nonetheless. And I just want to be okay. I want to be able to go out and not have that fear in the back of my mind of being picked on or, you know, being bashed. I want to be able to not have the fear of going places alone for being attacked. I want to be able to speak about things that have happened to me to others, so that they can get help earlier and not let it get to them to the point where it fucks them up. I just wish everybody would just stay in their lane, mind their own business. The world would be such a better place. It really would be. I know I've been everywhere with this video, guys, and I am sorry. There's a YouTuber, his name is Monn, and I've been watching him for a few months, and I quickly became an uber fan of his, just of him telling his truth, telling his story, and it made me realize that my story needs to be told, you know, especially now, stemming off of all these sexual assaults that are popping up, especially amongst the celebrities. But assault does not only happen to women, it also happens to men more than you think. I think the more I talk about it, the more I'll be okay with it. I'm gonna link below some phone numbers that you can call and get help. I have grown, I have changed. I am continuing to struggle with certain things, as you can see, and I continue to fight, and I continue to fight with a smile on my face, because I'm learning to refuse to give the people who want to hurt the satisfaction of seeing me hurt. I think I have come a long way in the past couple of years, to the point where in 2018 I'm finally doing what I want to do and getting back out there and showing my face again to the world, and experiencing things that I've lost touch with. I just wish I would have done things differently. Maybe things will be differently now, but I can't live my life on regrets. I'm a good person, and I don't want to have to worry about going out. I don't want to have to worry about looking over my shoulder. I don't want to have to worry about certain things. But I know that's a struggle that I'm gonna have to battle with every single day. But I want you guys to know that if you have been sexually assaulted, you're not alone. There are people there to help you, and you don't have to sit in silence. I don't know, guys. I don't want. I know my mind is everywhere, and these are the things I want to say so much about everything that I ramble. If you guys are gonna follow me and you guys want to get to know me, then you're gonna get to know all of me. You know, I kind of feel like Trisha Paytas right now. You know, crying with you guys, and you know, but that's what this channel is gonna be. This channel is going to be me. It is going to be the good, the bad, the ugly. I feel like when Kim Kardashian's crying, those ugly faces. I don't know. But I think Peter Monn just inspired me to speak my truth, to tell my story. It's hard to get my words out sometimes, because again, I just want to say so much. But I know that by me making this video, at least if someone is going through or has gone through something like this, that they're not alone, that it does happen more frequently than they think, not to be embarrassed, to say something, because people like that deserve to be punished. And I wish I would have done something, and that's my regret. And I can only hope that by me not saying anything, it wasn't done to somebody else. And if it was, then I ask God that I'm wholeheartedly sorry for not saying anything. So, guys, speak up. I love you all very much, and I thank you all who have thus far subscribed. I hope I don't lose subscribers from this video, but gotta tell my story. I just wanted to thank Peter for giving me that courage to say something. He speaks so eloquently that sometimes I wonder how I can even tell his story. I feel like I've been all over on this this video. I love you guys very much, and I thank you again for watching. But I truly feel better, because it's a secret that, my God, I've been hiding for so many years. I thank you, Peter, because I don't even know how I fell onto your videos, but I'm so thankful that I did. You telling your truth is helping me tell mine. And I thank you for that. I love you all. And again, thank you for watching. And I promise next video will be a little bit more cheerful. A lot more cheerful. Alright, guys. Thank you again. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.